Hello everyone and welcome to the Padcast. Yes, the PAD cast for all of you Padheads, you drunk monks, you cheese slappers, and you fry your faithful. I'm Logan and I'm going to be talking about the Padres, alright? I'm a little bit late. It's after the third series. I've been a little busy over the first week of baseball. Been watching the games. Haven't had a lot of time to make this content. I'm going to be making content with my buddy Dale, who loves the Padres just like I do. And we're going to make some great content. We're going to be consistent with it. We're going to be doing breakdowns after every series, game by game. This one, I'm going to be breaking down series by series since it's already been 3. Anyway, let's go Padres. So, first series of the year. Wow. Wow. First series was great. Bats were hot. Bats were on fire. Scored 8 runs. Scored 4 runs. We scored 7 runs. Bats were on fire. Hosmer was killing it. Another crazy great start to the season. Last year, went off at the beginning. RBI machine. Same this year. Start back-to-back games with home runs.
Slap some cheese on that thing, will ya?
With dingers. And he went back-to-back with Myers. Always great to see. Love those two guys. Keep it up. So yeah. Offense was crazy. You know, we all expected that. We're all expecting everyone to be elite on this team, and it really looked like that in the first series. Yeah, it was the Diamondbacks. You know, they're not gonna make it to the playoffs, but you know, they still got some good players over there. Let's see, we killed Bumgarner once again. We killed him last year too. 6.55 ERA against us in 2020. Wow. And we just continued to rake him. A Hall of Famer. And then Machado in the third game gets his. That's great. He's kind of had a slow start, but he's picking it up. Pitching was great. Pitching was great for this series. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about Tim Hill, or going to be talking about, have talked about Tim Hill. I think he's going to be fine. He kind of got unlucky there. He had a strikeout, or what should have been a strikeout, but the umpire didn't call it. Sucks. Could have got out of the inning. Tatis's error kind of screwed him a bit. Could have gotten out of the inning, but he's fine. Everyone was mad at him after that, but he's not our problem right now. We need Tatis back. We need to stop pitching Stammen in pressure situations, but that's for later in the video. Anyways, so yeah, really our pitching and offense really showed out in this first series. Bullpen's crazy good. Keone Kela came out. He looked nice. I was excited to see him as a new Padre. Melanson's picking up saves. A bunch of saves. He might have the league lead in saves so far. Weathers had a really good 3-inning outing. I think he got a save there. He looked great. Pagan's looked really nice so far. Pomeranz looked great. Everyone, except for Tim Hill, but you know, he's fine. Anyway, first series, cha-ching, record 3-1. Boom, let's go. Second series. All right, second series, a little bit of a letdown. A little disappointing. We went 1-2 against the Giants. I mean, Tatis' injury wasn't great for our morale, that's for sure. And, you know, we were still missing some guys. We were missing Trent Grisham. Still didn't have Dinelson Lamet back. But, you know, Trent Grisham's back now. He's been doing great. And Lamet sounds like he's going to be back soon. But against the Giants, didn't have him. Lost Tatis. Still should have won the series. But, you know, bats cooled off. We only had 3 runs, and then 3 runs, then 2 runs in the series. But pitching was still good at the same time. Just couldn't provide that run support. The one that really got me, though, was the game that Craig Stammen screwed us on. I think we were tied 1-1, and then Craig Stammen gives up a home run, and I'm just tired of seeing Craig Stammen in pressure situations. We tried it a lot last year. He sucked. We've tried it for years before. I don't even know how many years we've had Stammen, but way too many. I've never liked Stammen. I just hate it when Stammen comes into games. For some reason, when we start him, like for a bullpen day, like we did today, we had to have a bullpen day because Morahone went down, which is unfortunate. He's a very good pitcher. But when we start him 2-3 innings in the beginning of a game, he does fine. No pressure. Okay. Strikes. Only gave up 1 hit, 3 innings. But we put him in 7th inning, 8th inning with pressure in a close game. Can't count. Can't count on Stammen. It always makes me mad because he gives up a bunch of runs and then they put in Pagan after. And I'm like, bro, you had Pagan? Why not put in Pagan anyway? He's much better. But, Stammen just... I could go on. Okay, I can go on about Stammen, but he kind of gave up a game. But still, our offense just wasn't producing. So, fine. Wasn't the greatest series, but luckily, the next series, we played the Texas Rangers. Ooh. Oh, do I love playing the Texas Rangers. Oh, I love when the Padres play the Texas Rangers, man. Oh, we destroyed them last year. I credit the Texas Rangers to the success of the Padres because the Texas Rangers series last year is where the whole 4 Grand Slam Diego thing was born. The 3-0 slam from Tatis to right field, all the controversy, 3 more Grand Slams. Bro, because of that, we went on a huge winning streak after that, and then the Padres are like, oh, okay, or the ownership, oh, okay, well, we're actually pretty damn good now, let's go out and get some better players. And that was kind of the birth of this new Padres team. That series right there. I credit it to Tatis swinging at that 3-0 pitch, and obviously the rest of the Padres, but that, that really got us going. And I really credit the Texas Rangers for being so bad to do that. So bad. And to keep giving up Grand Slams against us. And we continued to make history against the Texas Rangers this series. No Joe. No Joe. Oh, Joe Musgrove. Oh, did that make me happy. It made everyone in San Diego happy. The Friar Faithful were going insane. And first no-hitter in franchise history. We were the last team to have a no-hitter. And we did it with the hometown kid, Joe Musgrove, at Grossmont High School. Just an amazing story. I don't think you could have a better story than that. A guy in his second start for his childhood team, the team he would watch all the time as a kid, that he probably dreamed to play for, on that field, on Petco Park, to pitch there and dominate. And what did he do in his second start? Made one of the greatest historical achievements in Padres franchise history. Maybe the best. We've never won a World Series. We've had guys hit for a cycle, but that's, I don't think that's as cool as a no-hitter. I think there's a lot more cycles than no-hitters. We haven't had a lot of great achievements in Padres history, unfortunately, but this guy, he did the best thing you could do, and I can argue that this might be the greatest no-hitter of all time. And I say that because of the story behind it is just amazing. Not only that, but he only threw like 8 fastballs that game. He was throwing off speed all game. Nasty cuts. Nasty movement on his curveball slider. Even the Rangers coach was talking about after the game that his players knew that those pitches were coming, and they still couldn't hit it. They knew he wasn't throwing them fastballs, and they could not get a good piece of him. He was on fire. His first start was crazy. I was pleasantly surprised. I knew Musgrove was going to be good. He's a very good pitcher. He's proven to be a solid pitcher in Pittsburgh, where I'm sure it's kind of hard to keep motivated. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, you're not very good. But comes to this team, I'm like, oh, he's going to do a lot better in San Diego. He has to. And he's in his prime right now. Late 20s, I think. He's in his prime. And wow, just blown away by how he's done so far. Insane. The defense was great behind him. I think Ha-Seong Kim is kind of a hero of that game. He made a kind of diving play to stop a ball going through the hole. He made the last out of the game, which is cool. He got his walk, and then he did the right thing. He got himself out. Just hurry up, get yourself out, get Joe Musgrove back on that hill, and he did that. And who knows what would have happened if Ha-Seong Kim didn't do that, and then we got like another hit, and then, inning drags on for a long time. We have his arms getting cold, nerves, a lot of things going on. Anyway, Ha-Seong Kim, awesome. I spent a long time on that first game, but I got to. It's just the greatest game maybe that I've ever seen in Padres history. I mean, it's the Rangers that he threw a no-hitter against, but the Rangers were actually putting up a lot of runs before we played them. So far this season, everyone knew the Rangers were going to be terrible, like bottom of the league, but really, it was because of pitching, because their bullpen is garbage. I mean, last year, their starters, their ERA was well above 4, and their bullpen ERA was well above 5, I think. So overall pitching last year for them was garbage. This year got even worse. They got rid of Lance Lynn. They got rid of Mike Minor sometime last year. Their opening day starter was... I forgot. And their pitching is really their weak spot. I can't even name most of their pitchers. Almost all their pitchers I can't name. Very bad. They have some bats offensively. They're still a very poor offense, but they got some guys who can hit them out of the park. They got some, the first baseman Lau, I don't know. He's had a good start to the season. They got Joey Gallo. Big ups to Caratini. Wow, Caratini's been great for this team, hasn't he? Defensively, he's great. Pitch calling, just his relationship with the pitchers so far has been insane. I love the energy he has behind the plate. He really pumps his fists and gets really excited when a pitcher gets a really crucial strikeout. Musgrove gave him a lot of credit. Other guys have been giving him a lot of credit for the work he's been doing back there. And, everyone knew he's a good defensive guy. I'm surprised by how good he's been just as a teammate. But I think everyone's surprised by his offense so far. Wow. The first series, really so far, throughout all 3 series, I feel like he's been great. He's been, timely hitting from him. He's a switch hitting catcher who's actually been hitting well for us. That's super valuable. He's one of my MVPs for our team right now, I think. He's been so good. Trent Grisham came back. Trent Grisham came back this series, and that's big for us. He started with a 2-for-4 outing. Awesome. He went 2-for-4 the next game. Hit a home run.
Slap some cheese on that thing, will ya? Will my...
And today he went 1-for-3 with a home run.
Slap some cheese on that thing, will ya? Will my...
A big home run, because it was a very close game, very low-scoring game. That was big for us. Manny Machado also went yard.
Slap some cheese on that thing, will ya?
Trent Grisham, awesome to see him back. We're also going to get Tatis back soon, and we're getting Lamet back soon, like any day for these guys. And then we got Trent Grisham back now, so we're looking pretty strong coming up here. And against the Pirates, too. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. But anyways, Trent Grisham, love to see him. He's a great leadoff hitter. So good at getting on base. Has a really good eye. He's really patient. He's very fast. And I just love to see him back. He's so good. Bullpen this series, great. So good. This whole year they've been great, honestly. Yeah. So those are the 3 series so far. Breaking down a bit. Didn't go too much in depth. I'm gonna go into more depth in later videos because I'm gonna be doing breakdowns with my buddy Dale for each series, so we can break down each game instead of what I did, which is breaking down each series. But better late than never. Alright, so for some stats, I'm going to start off with Eric Hosmer, who's been so good for us so far. He's hitting .353. He's got 8 RBIs, which I think is leading our team right now. Love that. He's got 3 home runs, also leading our team. Love to see it from Eric Hosmer. He just seems like the coolest guy. Just so nice, such a great teammate, and he is producing like crazy. So, Trent Grisham, he's back. Trent Grisham is back. He is back, and he's back banging the ball. 2 home runs, couple walks, 3 RBIs already. Love to see him in the leadoff spot. He is so good there. Manny Machado, Big Bucks Machado. He's hitting .243. All right, he had a slow start. Okay, a lot of strikeouts. He's got 10 strikeouts. Not great, but he also has 6 walks. That's a good sign. He's walking. He's got 5 RBIs, couple home runs. He's been solid so far. He's had his ups and downs. Sorry about my phone. Who else? Will Myers. Oh, I'm so happy to see Will Myers doing well. He killed it last year. And he's continuing to do it, and I love to see that too, because he was another guy like Eric Hosmer getting a lot of crap for getting a ton of money and not really producing to the amount of money he's getting paid. And he's got the pressure off of him. Tatis is the guy. Machado's the guy. He doesn't have all that shine on him and all that pressure, and he's really letting it all loose, man. He's hitting .314, got a couple home runs, 6 walks. Damn, our whole team has been really patient at the plate. That's really our big thing. I think our whole team is trying to draw walks, trying to work the count, because we know that a lot of pitchers aren't going to give us a lot of pitches to hit because they know we're an elite offense. They're not going to give us a lot of stuff in the strike zone. So we're like, okay, we'll take some walks. But yeah, Will Myers, killing it. He's got 4 doubles this year. He's leading us in doubles. He is a double machine. This version of Will Myers is so good when he's actually hitting consistently. Because yeah, we all knew he had the power. He's got the speed. And now he's doing it all consistently, getting on base a lot. Let's go, Will Myers. Number 5. Cinco de Gallo, or whatever Mud Grant says. Mud's the GOAT, by the way. Mud is the GOAT. Alright, Victor Caratini. I've heard some people say Carantini, and sometimes I slip into that, and I'm like, why did they say Carantini? It's Caratini. Okay. Hit .250, fine, but he's really been a great timely hitter. He's got 7 RBIs right behind Eric Hosmer for the lead. 7 RBIs. So good. Ha-Seong Kim. Started off with a 2-for-4 game in his first start, I think. That was fun. Hit a home run
Slap some cheese on that thing, will ya? Will Mike?
yesterday. Awesome to see. And I love to see Ha-Seong Kim, doing his handshake with Manny Machado and just everyone getting along. They did the silent treatment to him after his home run, which was really funny. I just love to see that he's fitting in the team well, because that was a question for me. It's like, it's hard, there's a language barrier, and, he's new to the team. He's been getting along so well with the team, and I love to see that. Ha-Seong Kim, struggling a little bit, only hitting 174, but he does have 3 walks to 4 strikeouts. Pretty good. And I just can't wait to see what he does for the rest of the season, because he's kind of exciting to me. He's got power, speed. Fernando Tatis struggled a bit at the beginning of the year, hitting 167. A lot of strikeouts, got 7. Hit his home run, which is great, but, I'm just I think he was pressing a lot. That's what the Padres post-game guys were talking about. He's pressing. He's putting a little too much pressure on himself. He's the face of the league now. He's got to produce. And I think it was good that he's got some time off now. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's gonna kill it. So, no worries about him. Oh, okay, Jake Cronenworth. Jake Cronenworth has been so good. I was a little bit worried at the beginning of the year about him, because last year, I loved Cronenworth last year. Picked him up in fantasy. It was so good for me. But he was a hitting machine, high average, got a little speed, great defense. But he slowed down at the end of the year last year. Kind of fell off a bit, and I was hoping that his early success wasn't just like a fluke, like people didn't know how to pitch to him yet, and then they figured him out. But no, he's a great hitter. He's so patient. He takes the first pitch and sometimes the first strike. He'll just wait till they throw him a strike, because he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm a great 2-strike hitter. He's just so patient. He draws walks. Like, bro, he's got 5 walks to 2 strikeouts. Come on, man. He gets on base. And he's got he's got a team-leading 13 hits, 351 average. He's been so good so far. Jake Cronenworth, by the way, I've been practicing switch hitting at the batting cages, and I've been modeling my left-handed swing and my stance from Jake Cronenworth, because I'm like, dude, he's so balanced, and he has a really nice swing. Let's go, Jake Cronenworth. Tommy Pham, okay, Tommy Pham has been pretty disappointing so far, only hitting 121. I was really excited for him, because I know he's a great player. He was so good with the Rays. He was an all-star. And he's another guy with pretty good power and great speed. But, slow start, it's fine. It's early in the season. But a good sign from him so far is that he's walked 5 times. And that's what he did last year. He didn't play too much, and, he had injuries and stuff. But when he did play, he walked a lot. And that's pretty valuable. At least he's doing that. And last but not least, Jurickson Profar. The coolest name on the team, arguably. Or the weirdest name, I don't know. He's hitting 300, bro. He's been playing almost every day. And he's got a 300 average. He's just a great clubhouse guy. He's like the smiley dude who he makes a catch in the outfield and he looks at everyone and smiles. And he's just So much fun. He just seems like such a fun guy. I feel like everyone on the team loves Profar. And so do I. I'm really glad we gave him the money to come back. So yeah, that's the breakdown so far of each offensive player. Now, let's go to the pitching. Joe Musgrove. Killing it. With a... He's got the no-hitter. Joe Musgrove, man. That's all I gotta say. Joe Musgrove. Okay. Next, we got Emilio Pagan. He's pitched in 5 games so far. He's only given up 3 hits, no runs, batting average .188. That's like what he did last year. But instead, he's not giving up the long ball and not giving up runs. So he's what I was expecting last year. He was an all-star before he came over here. He's been great so far. Keep it up, Emilio Pagan. Keone Kela. Oh, he's actually had 4 games. Okay. A lot of strikeouts. Only giving up a couple hits. No walks. Let's go. Oh boy. Craig Stammen. 4.05 ERA. He's got a win and he's got a loss. Craig Stammen. Oh, man. He's got 6 hits. 3 runs. 2 home runs. 2 home runs in 3 games, bro. Oh. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Ryan Weathers. He's had 3 games. 1.5 ERA. He has a save. He had that 3-inning save. That was really cool. And striking out a lot as well. Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish, you know, kind of got unlucky that first game. Kind of got unlucky. Should have gotten out of it. 4.22 so far for the ERA. But Yu Darvish, I think, is a Cy Young candidate this year, even with the start. He's still a Cy Young candidate for me. He's too damn good. Next, Tim Hill has a 0 ERA, you guys. He has a 0 ERA, Tim Hill. Why? Because it wasn't his fault. Like I said, it wasn't his fault. You know, Tatis error, you know. Mark Melancon. Ooh, wee. Mark Melancon. Whoo. He's gone out 6 times. He's got 5 saves and 5 strikeouts. He's not a big strikeout guy, but he gets the job done. He's been getting the job done. .17 whip. Oh, he's only given up 1 hit. So, he's great. Chris Paddock. Chris Paddock, I was super excited for this year because he was our opening day starter last year. He was supposed to be our ace. Some guys thought he was a dark horse, sneaky Cy Young candidate. But he only threw 2 pitches, fastball, changeup, and they got to him. And I was really excited for him this year because he's worked out his curveball a bit. And I just can't wait to see more of Chris Paddock because so far it's been a little bit rough. He's at 5.63 ERA with a loss. I'm just excited for Chris Paddock. I want to see him do really well this year. He got a lot of flack last year because everyone was expecting him to be great, and he really wasn't. And it's just all mental with him. Physically, he's a monster. And he does have great stuff. And I hope that no-hitter really inspired him because he looked like the happiest guy on earth after Joe Musgrove threw that no-hitter. He couldn't stop smiling. He couldn't stop clapping. And I could just... I was thinking about it. I was like, Chris Paddock's probably thinking right now, like, wow, This must feel so amazing for Joe Musgrove. I want this feeling. This is so cool. And I hope it happens for Chris Paddock one day, because I want to see him do well, obviously. But yeah, let's go Chris Paddock. Drew Pomeranz hasn't given up a run, only a few hits. He's got 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. That's good. Great. Either way. Drew Pomeranz was my favorite reliever last year. I mean, he was on a lot of my fantasy teams, and he didn't give up a single run for like most of the year. So he was great. Blake Snell, so happy to have him on the team. He's a great clubhouse guy. He's a funny dude. Gets along with everyone. And so far been killing it. His last start, he had so many strikeouts. He's got 16 on the year. He's been walking a little too much, but it hasn't hurt him yet. He's got a 1.86 ERA. Haven't got him a win yet, but he's going to get a lot of wins this year, and I'm so happy to have Blake Snell on the team. So yeah, there we go for stats. All right. Stats. Always fun. Last thing of this video, okay, we're going to talk about my MVPs so far for our team. So far, offensive MVP has got to go to Eric Hosmer. Yes, Eric Hosmer is the offensive MVP for us. He leads us in RBIs. I think he leads us in batting average. He's just been on fire, and I love it. He leads us in home runs as well. But some honorable mentions would be Cronenworth and Myers. Both of those guys have been really solid. Defensive MVP. This one was a little tough. At first, I was like, oh, Cronenworth, because he's been playing a really good second base. He's got a lot of opportunities over there, and he's, he made that really close double play at the end of the game last series, I think. That was nice. He made a great diving stop, I think, the very first game. He's just been consistent over there. But I'm going to give it to Caratini. He threw a guy out on his knees today. That was cool. Didn't even pop up, just from his knees, threw a 1 or 2 bouncer to Profar. Great tag by Profar, by the way. But mostly because Caratini's pitch calling and his relationship with the pitchers. That's really what's making him the defensive MVP so far. His value back there at catcher so far has been great. So shout out to Caratini. And then rotation MVP so far, it's a no-brainer. It's Joe Musgrove. I don't care if he gave up 5 runs his first outing. He's still the MVP so far because of the no-hitter. But guess what? He had the best start of the season for his first start. And then he one-upped it by throwing a no-hitter the next start. So Musgrove has been insane so far. He's probably leading the league in all pitching. He has to. Musgrove. Let's go. And finally, bullpen MVP so far has been Melanson. He's gone out, I think, the most. He's only given up, like, 1 hit. I forgot. Maybe it was 3 hits. He hasn't given up a run. He's got 5 saves. He's been so good so far. I really have to pee right now. And I'm glad that I just finished the MVP stuff, because that's the end of the video. The next videos are going to be much higher quality. I'm not going to be doing this on my laptop, shaking. I'm sorry about the camera shaking a bit, and I'm going to be doing it with my buddy Dale. So we're going to have some back and forth going on, have different perspectives going back and forth. Dale's really big into betting, so we'll talk about some betting odds and just have a lot of really great content coming up. We're going to be more consistent. I'm talking really fast because I really got to pee. But I love you, Padre fans. I love the Padres. Let's go, Friar Faithful. Let's slap some cheese and kick some ass.